Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. My background looks like a mess. Gosh, that's a mess. Can I like alter this to be like over here or something like that? No. Yeah, you can tell I don't really adjust my background to be better looking, huh? Let me like see, how is everything going over here? We have our desktop muted in the background. How is the audio? I do see there is audio going through when I'm not talking. But is it like causing static on the other end? Somebody's gonna need to tell me that. Don't know if there's a way for me to check that. I can turn my audio down. That makes it so there's like more of a voice gate kind of feel just from the audio being quieter. I think that works. Yeah. Let's go with it. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Omega here. We are doing a live stream right now. Yesterday, here, I need to mute myself. I'm like having that thing where like you kind of like hear yourself, but you can't hear yourself. I don't know, that thing. So yesterday, so I'm going to try to see if, as long as I have no other conflicts, I'm going to try to do a live stream on Saturdays, Sundays in my time, because I think that's like, that's the time I got for myself. I just have to, I do a programming job. It's kind of hard to program at my job and program on Saturday and Sunday, and the evenings of those work days. But I can do it over the weekends. So today, what are we doing today? Today I wanted to get back to my Godot project, because yesterday we went and published out. Actually, let me get to it. Let's see. We're trying to get through projects. LSCD. We did this Helldivers thing. So let me just do a code dot in this directory. So yeah, we did the Helldivers theme. This right here. This is like our Helldivers theme in VS Code. So everything's yellow and black, and like other goodies like that, kind of make it like kind of cool. So we published that. So if you guys want to go and give this a try, I want to make like almost like a advertising video for this at some point. But yeah, you can go check that out. This is our first time we have our camera while we're on this whatever setup. What do you call this setup? I'm trying to see if I can like adjust the resolution and whatnot. Can I adjust my resolution to be like better scaling? Frame rate 30. I don't know. White balance automatic. Technically, I don't really want white balance to be automatic, because my actually no, I do want it to be automatic, because sometimes I have the light off, sometimes I have it on, so I don't know which one. We don't have any lights on right now. Should I actually have lights on? If we adjust the white balance, it might not be that bad. Who knows? Let me adjust. Well, did it adjust the white balance? I think it did adjust the white balance. But the thing is, we have lighting from overhead, so it makes it so like everything behind me is lit up and not my face, which I don't have a soft light to like light up my face. If you want to donate to the channel so I can get a soft light, sure, but I don't want to buy a product that whatever. Was it better with lights off or lights on? I think I like the lights off, cause even if I'm dark or whatever, it's not like you guys have to see me and whatnot like that. Alright, let me just adjust this down a bit so we're like in the corner. I'm gonna cut things in. There we go. Look at that. We're in the corner. We are in the programmer's corner. Alright. So what are we doing today? I think we want to do a little bit of our Godot project. What are all the projects I want to do? To be honest, I need to like kind of like rethink to myself, like what are all of the things I want to program. So I built out a Flask server, which is not running actually. I should get that running or figure out how to get that thing running consistently. Well, give me a second here. Let me Docker images. All right, Docker images. We have a bunch of Docker images here. I want to get this redirect service one to work. What does it mean to get it to work? Well, I need to basically get this Docker thing to work in sudo mode. Like it needs to have commands because it's posting up a web server for my local web server, so I can actually access it and such. So how do I do that? How do I post up that with Docker? I'm not a master of Docker. I will say that. I normally use AI to help me through Docker stuff. So I think we'll probably stick to using some AI to help us because, yeah, we need help. We're not that good at that stuff. I have it's when you have an ultra wide, it's really hard to see everything all at once. But yeah, or very hard to organize yourself. I literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 windows just open on one screen. It makes it really weird. But let's do. I have a Flask app, but in order for it to work, it needs sudo privileges, but I want to Dockerize it so I can have it run on restart. All right, let's see if this will help me do a thing. Okay, so why do you have a first, identify whether part sudo include binding privileged ports. Yes, that's true right there. If it's just the port, you can avoid sudo by running the app on a higher port, 8080, and using a reverse proxy like blah blah blah, like has capabilities of blah blah to allow binding support 80 without full root. We are doing it in port 80. But I think 8080 is taken on my computer. Let me check that really quick. Is 8080 taken? I think it is taken, right? It is not taken. Let's do 8080 then and see if it works. Yeah. So let's cd to my redirect service. So the thing that I'm working on right now, I'm kind of showing is the what do you call it? My redirect service is basically what I type into my browser bars, like the search bars, and it will redirect me to a website automatically. It doesn't matter what browser it's in. It basically it acts like that is a shortcut almost to a website. I'm doing go/, so it's like a website thing, website service. So if I do Python local fastest redirect and run that, oh, that works, doesn't it? So when I do go/ blah blah blah, no, it doesn't work. Running on all addresses. Warning, this is a development server. Do not use it in production environment. Okay, yeah. So it's working on this port. Wait. And it's working on that port. This might be a matter of me running this via some other way. Here, let me go to nano bash rc, is it? No. It's like etc/host. No, not that. etc/host/. No, it has to be like a file. Don't save that. ls etc/host. That's not a directory apparently. Should I increase this so you guys can see a little better? Here, let me increase this in size. That way you guys can see a little bit what I'm doing. There, is that a little better? People can see a little bit what's going on. Maybe increase that in size too. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see what's going on in some of these things. So we want to, I think it's host, maybe it is a host.config, right? Or ls etc. In this directory, you got a lot of configuration files, and I think one of them is right there. It's either this one or this one, host or host name or host.config. So this is why I really want to make my, what do you call it? I want to make I really want to make my Godot terminal engine because I want it to be such that when you type L, you can click on this and it CDs there, or it opens that, or does something like that. I feel like that would be so helpful, but I don't think there's a single terminal engine that does that sort of action yet. So we're gonna try to make that maybe. So etc/host. Okay, host.config. No. I swear it's A B C D E F G. Wait, is this the H at the very top? I don't know. A B C D E F G H. Where's H? Okay, it's not that one. Not that one. So it must be host name. Wait, that's one that we just checked. Wait, vim etc slash. Oh, I did type wrong. etc slash host. Wait, hosts maybe? Yes, here we are. Look at this. See, that is where. So I have that go as also the local host there. So we need to make here. If I do 0.0.0.0/8080, it doesn't take us there. So like, or like local host /8080, it will not take us there. Oh, that's 3080. There we go. Yeah, so it will not take us there, meaning we do not have it set up such for it to like just run on that port. So we want to then just take that off. What is the port that we do it on? Let me run it really quick and just see. It looks like it is going to 127.0.0.1, which should be that, right? Yeah, so we do want it there. Can't be overwritten. Is it 'cause I didn't vim it, or I didn't sudo vim it. Wait. Go slash. Why is that not working then? Is it because I need to have I had it on port 80 because I think it did an automatic redirect, but now it's not doing an automatic redirect because it's not on localhost. But if it does localhost 8080 like that, it will work, meaning I just need to adjust. So sudo vim etc hosts. Yes, we are gonna do this. So we're gonna come in here. We're gonna do 127.0.0.1, 8080, and that's gonna be go. Right, quit. All right, so that's saved. Now I think we need to source that file. I think. Is that how you do it? Or does it work automatically? Anybody know? It's not quite working. It's taking a minute longer for it to do something. Let me see. When I change my etc/host file Is it automatic? Let's see. I feel like I would need a source there or do something like that. Yes, changes to your EC host file takes effect immediately. There's no need to restart your system, any services. Okay. Sudo blah blah blah. Restart. This looks like something that could be dangerous. But hey, you only learn by doing things, right? So go / blah blah blah. It's not working. I have my Flask service on localhost 8080. How do I get it to work? I need to basically get this thing to, how do I make it in my etc/hosts so that I can just type go / insert whatever, and it uses that alias in the etc/host. How do you do that? Teach me, computer. Tell me how this is done. I see what you're aiming for. Blah 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 blah. Step by step. Okay, so edit. You see, add a line like this. Go.local. This means that whenever you type go.local. Okay, yeah, I do know that. But how do you do? Okay, update your Flask app. We already have that right there. Or in the app.run hosts. Access it from your browser. If you want to make it even cleaner, you need to set up a local DNS resolver or browser extension, but Godot. I wanted to set this up on 8080. It's just, or 80, I mean. I feel like that just makes it so much easier if I just set up on 80. Right? It just makes much more sense. So we're gonna quit out of that. Let me scroll up. How do we... With restart behavior. Okay, why does your Flask not need sudo? Okay, Dockerize your Flask app with restart behavior. Here's the outline. Use Docker Compose. My Flask app works on port 80, so it needs sudo, but so how do I make my Docker it work with that? I just needed to work. That's all I needed to do, right? Running a Flask app on port 80 inside Docker classic cause of privilege meets containerization. Let's make it work without needing sudo every time. I need port 80 because it's easier. I don't want to run a DNS server on my thing. That's just not fun. On Unix existence, ports below 120 are considered privileged, so binding directly to port 80 requires your access. But Docker uses a few elevated ways around this. Okay, use Docker port mapping. What's your Flask app run on the non-privileged port like 80 inside the and map it to port 80 outside? Ooh, I see where this is going. All right, so Flask app runs on 8080. Okay, so I see where it's going. Except for if this makes me have to do a DNS freaking thing, then no, we're gonna have to abort that. Run with port mapping. Aha. Wait. So we have this on port 8080 in the Flask app. We have the Docker file run. So it's technically just Python blah blah blah. Does this work? I run my Flask app via, maybe I don't know how Flask works, but is there a better way to make it work for the Docker? Come on, tell me, is this a better way to do it or not? Okay, works fine, but there's a few ways to make it cleaner, more flexible, and Docker friendly depending on how. Okay, yes, we want to do environment variables for config. So Flask, instead of hardcoding values in your script, pass them in via environment or Docker run-e. So we have port 8080. Yes, we do that. If you're using CLI, use Flask run if you're using the Flask CLI. If your app is structured with an app object and a module, you can run this. I don't think I have it structured that way, right? Yeah, it's not necessarily the way I run it. Maybe it does work though. Does it work? If I just do Flask run, run, and then I do local Flask whatever thing. Wait, I'm confused. Does it? Like, this is my flat. Try Flask run. Hell yeah, what's flat? My typing is off today. Give me help. How does this work? How's Flask run work? Run at local development servers, or better, blah 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 blah. The interface to bind to it. I think we just like our Python stuff. I think we just keep the Python. I don't know. Okay. Give me the steps to turn this into a Docker that, hello everybody, hello whoever's been giving me hearts in the chat, nice to see you. All right, okay, give me the steps to turn this into a Docker that is then mapped to port 80 outside of Docker for my services to work. All right, so it has everything it needs. This is nothing special, so it's not like I'm caring about AI, whatever. All right, let's turn your Flask. Okay. We won't need sudo. See, it understands what I'm trying to go for, which I was talking about above, so I can get that from the thing. I don't know, man. I use Nix.js to build landing page. For the thing I use, or like what we have over here, there's no need for me to have a landing page. This is a redirect service, meaning it does not need to be fancy at all. It just needs to be like redirects you. It's not like it needs a landing page. The landing page is literally this. No shortcut found. That's what their landing page is. That's all it is. But yeah. I haven't gotten defined on that kind of stuff that much. I don't do that much JS work and JavaScript stuff. All right, make sure your directory looks like that. Shit, yeah, it's my thing's fine. It looks good. I don't have requirements filed, but I think the requirements are fine because it's just Flask. That's all it is. Shortcuts, blah blah blah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Create the requirements. Requirements Flask. I think the Docker I have currently has Flask in it. Yeah, so it has the pip independency right there for Flask. All right, write your. Do I need to like make my highlighted sections a little bit brighter? No, I think you guys can see my highlights sections pretty well. All right, write your Docker file. Okay, Docker file. Is it about the same? Yeah, it's about the same what I'm already doing right now. Redirect service. Work directory / app. Yes, that's fine. We're good. And we did that. No cache. What is this? Run pip install no cache dir. Don't know if this is necessary. There's no cache. I don't know what that is. We can copy your app and file datas. We do that right there. Expose. Okay, expose 8080. Run the app. CMD. Blah blah blah. Excellent. All right. Build the run Docker container. Okay, cool. Let's save this. Save this if I didn't already. All right. Now. Yeah, let me get this bigger so you can actually see what's going on here in the top left. What are we building? I already built this a while ago. I'm just trying to make it so when I run my redirect service in a Docker container, it will be exposed to localhost on its just localhost like port 80. That when I type in a simple localhost / it will trigger off of the redirect service, so it can redirect me to all my shortcuts I have, which are these shortcuts, like my GitHub, email, blah, 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 so on and so forth. So that's basically what I'm building. It might go over your head if you haven't worked with something like this before, but the whole thing that prompted me to build this, but I'm trying to now work with Dockerization of it, is at my old job and what I do at work currently. I have this built on my MacBook, one of my current job, but on my old job, we would have thing where you do go / documentation, and it takes you to said documentation, or go / whatever, and it takes you to HR portal or something like that. And that is just so helpful because it makes it so I don't need to have bookmarks, and then 2, it makes it so I can easily get to web pages just by quickly typing in the search bar. So it's just so much faster than any other way to navigate around to your most used websites. That's basically what this thing is. But we are now here. We're building this Docker. We're gonna build it running it with port mapping. Yeah, so we're gonna map. So you see this, it's gonna basically map 8080 to 80. That makes it so we can run it off of localhost. And then we also want create a Docker compose.yaml. I do want it. I never have used these Docker compose.yamls, so I'm wondering if I should give this a try. Have the AI teach me about this a little bit. Let me see. Maybe. Can you explain to me how the Docker YAML works? Do I make that in my project directory and then run the Docker? What do they call it? Is it Docker building? Yeah, builds, or is it something I do after? All right, come on. I'm learning about Dockerization a little bit better. I'm not the best at Dockerization. That's something I just need to learn more of. All right, absolutely. Let's blah, 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 blah. Now it fits. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, what is Docker? If YAML file that defines how to run one or more Docker containers together instead of typing out long Docker run commands, you describe your setup in this file and use Docker Compose to manage it. Think of it as a blueprint. Okay, where do you put it? Yes, you put it in the root of your Python project. Okay. That is good. So let's do that then. So we're redirect services right here. We're gonna make a thing called docker.compose.yaml. YAML. Okay, and then what do? We're gonna do this. We want restart always on because this will map it from 8080 to my machine's 80 port and automatically restarts when it on a crash or reboot, which is good because we want this app to always be running. That's the whole idea of this, is we want this app to always be running. All right, so tell Docker to do blah, blah, blah. How do you use it? Okay, so we do, once your Docker compose is in place, build and start the container. So Docker up -D. But are we missing? let me go back up to, so when we run Docker, we're building it like this. So we're basically doing Docker run -d -p. So this is the same as this line right here. Flask redirect, that's the name of the thing. This, why does it have Flask redirector twice, like the name twice? Don't know why, but it probably picks up all the Docker files within our local directory, so I don't think that's an issue. All right, so here's the breakdown. Okay, so we did that. So let's try this then. So I'm going to save that. We're in our directory right here on redirect service. We're going to do Docker compose up -d. So it basically is doing the same thing as my other stuff. The difference being, though, how does it know what the name of it would be? Would it just call it this, the working directory name? I feel like it needs to know like the name of the app, right? Like what we want to call it, or is it just gonna map it to like some other name? All right, so we got Docker compose up -d. So stop the container, Docker compose down, runs in the background. Oh, we don't want to run in the background. We want to see it. Rebuild after changes, Docker compose build. You need to remember long Docker run commands. You can easily scale to multiple services, add a database later. Wait, what? It's portable. Anyone with Docker can run an app with one command. Okay. Let's try this. Fish under command Docker compose. Okay. So we need to install Docker compose, I think. Oh, whoops. No, don't. Stop. Don't respond to that. I think we just need to do a pacman install, right? Wait, do I not? It has the dash between it. Do we not do Docker? No, it's a space. You didn't have a space. I was assuming. Okay, you know what? Pacman -s Docker build Docker compose. There we are. Oh, sudo that. All right. Yes, let's install that stuff. All right. So we are now able to do Docker. Booyah, we got it. So now it's running. But the real question is it going to be here? Yes, it is here. It's right there. Redirect service - Flask app. Yeah. Where did it get its name from? Redirect service. I don't know how it got its name. I have no idea how it got that name. That's what I'm kind of wondering, and what I'm kind of questioning of like, how does that know what name to give it? Because it wasn't in the Docker file or the Docker compose. So it would literally just think redirect service and add Flask app at the end of it for some odd reason. No idea what reason it was doing that for, but it did it. That's something that we just black box that and just toss to the side, or do we want to learn how that works? Maybe, I don't know. For one, we actually probably tested this actually works. So if I do go / blah blah blah, is it going to take us to? It does not. It's not working. It is not working. Yeah, it don't work. Local host 8080 80 slash blah blah blah. Ah, there we are. So it's not quite there yet. We have to type 80 in, and that 80 is what we do not want. We want to just be go slash, and it takes us there. But it's not doing that. You have to do go dash here. So if I did go or colon 80, which is, you know, a few characters too long for me to want to do this. Wait, go's not even working. Wait, go? Wait, why is my go not working? Localhost is working, but go's not working. Yeah, see, like if I do localhost 80 slash and then whatever, it does take me to it. Like it does work. So we don't need to have all these things open. It's pretty easy to test this thing. What are our options here? Either we... Okay, for starters, let's Vim hosts. Oh, look at that. That's why. See? It is not quite right. Sudo Vim hosts. All right, we want to do that. Then let's try it. Go slash. No, not working. It's not working still. How can I edit my, what do you call it? etc host to make it so 1.7.0.1, right? Is that what it's running on? It's running on, yeah. Comma 80 is mapped to go. Like maybe this file doesn't quite work quite right. Am I just not understanding how this works? I could just press DD there, but whatever. Here, let me just right quit that. All right. Okay. This should be immediate, right? Booyah, guys! We fixed it. We fixed it. Oh yeah, look at that. Slash blah, 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 blah. Or if I want to actually make these work, I could just do like go slash and then I don't know, email, and it takes me to like email. Actually, I don't want you guys to see my email. Go slash YouTube, and it takes me to YouTube. There we go. We did it, boys and girls and children of all ages. We have built ourselves a freaking epic thing. Yes, excellent. All right, we have dockerized our stuff. Now, how? Let's document this thing. All right, this is my README for this thing. So let's edit our README a little bit so we actually have the instructions, because this is one thing that people always forget to do once they finish a project. They finish the project and they use the tool as is. They always forget to type up the documentation for the project so they can rebuild the project later on or on a different device, which I am switching operating systems every month now. So yeah, I'm literally on Arch Linux as of 3 days ago. So we're on Arch Linux. Well, Catchy OS, which is based on Arch Linux, but we want to be able to do that. So we're gonna build some stuff. Okay, so for starters, okay, goal to be no. All right, so goal is to be able to go to go/alias in browser. It takes you to the preset website. All right, so the browser. Okay, we don't want this. In case you want to set up a Go alias on your computer, Brave browsers, blah, 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 blah. And click add. Here, let me do like a big or. You can edit your local host alias to include Go as an alias as well as local host. All right, so that's, and then that instruction is, I think I had it in here technically. Yeah, right here. This is the instruction, I believe. So yeah, you see, this is Windows. That's where you go. etc/host. That's where you go. Custom logo alias. Yeah, let's put this up here instead, right here. See, Windows and then Mac. So you have Windows and then Mac/Linux. Mac and Linux are the same. So you got the IP address and your alias. So you got that, and then Go is right there. All right, so that's good. This is step one. Set up. Actually, we should probably do this like set up the Go redirect. Set up browser. For browser shortcuts, or nah, I need to stop doing all caps. I'm so used to all caps. I work in SQL, and even though SQL works with lowercase and uppercase, it's just for some reason I just type in uppercase. For also, is it weird that I don't use my thumbs at all when I type? I really need to make some money on this channel so I can actually get myself an ergonomic keyboard, because I type like this, and which is more healthy, but it still hurts my pinky a ton when I have to go like this for control, like control C, control V all the time, or control X, control Z, all those other things. So yeah, that's something I need to definitely work on. I need to get one of those like cool Kinesis keyboards. But yeah, so if you guys want to donate to the channel so I can get some ergonomic stuff, I just can't justify it right now. Maybe in a few months I can justify buying it, but I just have spent so much money on my AC and other stuff that I just can't buy that. So I'm just working with my keyboard currently, and it's fine. This is an EPO maker, but it's a nice keyboard, but I don't know. We'll see. For browser shortcuts. Okay. Let's do that. Okay, so we got 4 browser shortcuts. I think you can do like this is markup. I'm not that good at markup. I need to learn markup. Because isn't it like two number or hashtags is like a subheader, and then you got one hashtag as a header and something like that. I don't know. Actually, can I do Control Shift P, or no, Control P? No. What's the readme? Is there an extension? I think there's an extension. Sample reader or something like that. I kind of want to filter it by like installed. Oh wait, no. I want to filter it by like MD. Markdown syntax. I don't know. Looks like it's made by a Chinese person. Okay. You know what? Screw it. We don't care about that. We don't care about. We can survive. It's not like our readmes aren't the best. I need to pay somebody apparently to make good readmes for myself. All right, so we got Mac, we got Windows, we got that set up. All right, set up your shortcut file. So your shortcut file is going to be shortcut name 2, URL 2, so on and so forth. Make sure you include the comma right here, guys. And that comma is very essential if you're making, this is a JSON script. Now set up your shortcut file, shortcuts.json. And then that's going to be it. All right. Set up Python, pip install, blah, blah, blah. Set up for startup. Okay, so this is if you wanted to make a bin directory in your home directory, right? Bin, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, this is. Without Docker. I did this in the past, but Docker is just a better way to go. So definitely use Docker, but this is set up for startup without Docker. We are gonna just, I think we're just gonna leave it at that. Make plist file, add a custom location alias, so they do, whoops. Let's get rid of this line. We already had that explained up here. All right, Linux have class off work on startup. Sudo nano, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so these are like the old ways that I did it. So like this kind of is all together. So it's like a hashtag that. All right. Oh, whoops. All right. Docker setup. Okay. Docker setup. Docker setup. What was all of our commands that we just did? History. Also, how do I make it so I can see history but in reverse? Because I really... Let me look that up. How do I make my terminal show history but in reverse? Because right now my history is chronological, forward to back, but I need it back or forward to back going up, aka reversed. And my thing does that. How did you learn C++? Or am I just curious? I have not learned C++. I am barely touched C++. I've touched C++ enough to make a module for my Godot thing. I'll get to that in a second. Where I got sidetracked when I got started the live stream to fix this, so we're 45 minutes into my other project. I'll get back to the Godot project after this project, because this is a project that I need to get working. Dockerization of this project so it actually works across all computers that I use. I use like 3 computers every day, so I need all of them to work in the same way, or else it's annoying. And I'm also learning just things on the side here, so yeah. So how do we do this? History shows the command history. Tac is the reverse of cat. Fish shell. Or use built-in search. Make it a shortcut. I'm using console. Is there a way to make that alias reversed in that terminal? Let me see. This is why I need to build my own terminal, guys. This is why my main project is literally building a terminal. I'm working in a terminal to then build another terminal, because these terminals are just not for me. I think there might be a setting here that makes it so I can configure maybe the history. Configure console. Remove tile bar and frame. Enable blah blah blah. Dude, does it have what do you call it? What is all this? I don't know what that is. This is just tile bar temporary. This isn't any of the aliases there. Okay, I told it that I'm using console. Yeah, since console is a term earlier, the alias behavior depends on the shell you've used inside it, not console itself. From earlier message, it sounds like you're using the fish shell. I don't think I'm using the fish shell. Alias repository. Wait, what? Am I using fish? I am? Wait. What? What? Wait, one second. Is RH a command? It is not a command. I think we're gonna add something here. Oh, whoops, we're gonna add, can I type? Okay, I can type. We're gonna add RH equals, or RH, or alias RH. We're gonna do alias RH, and then that's gonna be history dash reverse. I'm following the AI, guys. All right, I'm not a genius. Okay, AI is just safe modified buffer. Right. Yes. Okay. So if I do RH now, wait, I need to do source dot config slash fish slash config expected got 3. What? Wait, what? alias RH equals history dash dash reverse. Or I could just why is that breaking? Should I just do a pipe of it and just do attack instead? Alias expected less than or equal to 2 and I got 3. Less than or equal to 2 and it got 3. Alias 1 2. There is 2 things unless it's taking the equal sign as a alias or as a parameter. Guys, am I going crazy here? Anybody? I think I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy. Oh, whoops. How do you Control O, right to the file, exit the file. Oh. We got it to work. Was it because of the H's or like the spaces, or is it because I wrote it correctly? It might be because I wrote it correctly. I think I was not writing it correctly. I think, or what was happening, so in Nano, you got to Control O to save it, and I think it was just saving it as a buffer, which is basically a temporary file. So I need to save it, not just save it as a buffer. I think that's what was going on there. But that's solved. So we good now. We good. All right. Why were we doing that in the first place? We were doing that because we wanted to see all of our things in reversed so we can see all these Docker run files. CD working directory, and then we do Docker. Literally, I think I built it such that whoever runs this, they literally can just do Docker up or something like that, right? I think that's how I built it. So that's where I was checking it. That was where I was doing some other stuff. Where is my commands? 1 second, guys. Yeah, I'm pretty sure all anyone has to do install Docker, Arch Linux. You know what? People could just look at the tutorial, install Docker. I don't need to add this. Why not you just use FZF? What is that, a command? What is FZF? I don't know what FZF is, guys. I'm not a genius, okay? FZF. Search, find files in your project without typing full names. Oh, fuzzy matching. I would rather just see the raw history because I kind of know in my brain. Yeah, I kind of already know in my brain like all of my history, but I just gotta remember per which terminal, because each terminal has its own history until all of it closes out. Then it combines the histories, which can be solved if I build my own terminal. I have so many issues with some of these terminals, but I can't find the right terminal to rule them all, so I gotta build my own terminal. Wow. Sorry, I'm just trolling over here, guys. I'm trolling, okay? All right, cd working directory. Okay, then we just do docker compose, right? I think that's literally all you have to do for my thing to work. Also, I keep forgetting to do control C shift or whatever. Docker compose up. We're just gonna say install docker and then cd working docker compose up. That's literally all somebody has to do to get this thing to run, I think, right? I'm pretty sure that's all they gotta do. Yeah, it's literally all they have to do. All right, I'm gonna control C that. We're gonna go to a different directory. We're gonna we're gonna do git status. Package or app. I am on Linux or Arch Linux, so that guy is right. I would use Pacman. Pacman is how you install packages in Arch Linux. Not a Git repository. Oh crap. Ah, frick. One second, guys. I just realized we're in a big error here. Let me look up GitHub. Yeah, I know how Git works. I know how Git works. I just realized I've been working on a project that's not under a Git repository, and I remember why. It's because I copy and pasted this project from another location and forgot that I didn't have this set up to my Git repository that all of you guys can actually access, which is I made a video building this project with everybody. It's a very small project. I'm making more than what it is. It's really a teeny project, but I need to go into my GitHub, figure out why or where my local redirect stuff is. Is it? All right. So this is, whoops. This is my project right here. As you can tell, it's similar, but not the same. So the real question is, do I just overwrite it? I think I might. Git init. Wait, what? Easy master as the name for the initial branch. The default branch name is set. The subject is changed to configure. Okay. Git branch main, because that's apparently what the thing is. Wait, not a valid object name? Wait, what's going on? Git branch main. It won't let me create a branch called main? Git branch dash B? Wait, what? Yeah, that's not that. Yeah. Normally when you do git branch and then a name of some sort, it creates that branch. So git branch blah blah blah. Not a valid object name. Wait, what? I've never seen this git thing before. Git status. Okay. Let's just do git remote. Add. I want to add this remote. Or is that the remote? Fetch remote, blah, 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 blah. Set up a remote as a mirror to push your foot. I need to, like... I wonder if it's because I'm not added anything. Like, it's literally an empty thing. It might be because it's empty. It might be because git add a Docker file. Oh, whoops, not that. Git add... Docker file, readme, we want Docker compose YAML, because that's what people want, local, blah, 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 personal not personal shortcuts, I don't want you, well, one second, let me take this off screen for a second, double check that, because I think I do not have work shortcuts or personal shortcuts. Okay, good, so we are good to, I normally, since those are like, they're personal shortcuts for a reason. But like, since these are empty, we can just, add them. Just make sure nobody accidentally forks and then pushes any personal shortcuts that you don't want people knowing about. So just be careful for anybody who does do whatever of this. And then shortcuts. All right, what do we? Yep, all right, git commit. Final project? Question mark. 1.0? Question mark. I don't know. All right, we're gonna do git branch. See, now it works. So that was the reason. The reason why is because you need to add we need to add something so the project's not just empty before you create branches. So yeah, that was the reason why it wasn't working before. See, I'm smart. I know how this thing works. It's not like I've worked in Git for the past 3 years of my life. I was literally a Git manager for like my last job, basically. At least, except for I did use a lot of tutorials all the freaking time. Just because whenever you hit merge conflict, that's when it gets like really annoying stuff. All right, git remote, add origin, and then we need to add the frick. Where did I put the file? There it is. Okay. All right, git branch main. Oh, git checkout main. All right, git status. Just making sure we're like cool. All right, git push origin -f. Wait, main. Yes. See, I know what I'm doing. There we are. 1 minute ago, we just overwrote our project completely, and it does not remember the past project. We just destroyed our old project. That's actually crazy that it let me do that. Did it create master as well? No, it just completely like, oh, do you want to overwrite main? Yeah, we'll just delete all of main. And make sure that your work that you did, the commits that you did, is now gone and into the void. It's not like I care about my commits, so whatever. All right, guys, you can access this project if you want from here, I guess. Here, if you want to just check this out yourself, go for it. Do whatever you want. I don't care. Fork off it if you want. Add some shortcuts and re-push back in, or if you want to edit my. Why is my README not working? Did my README a text file? My README is a text file. Oh gosh. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me rename. Oh crap. No. Rename. MD. There we go. There we go. We got one more commit to put it in, guys. One more commit. Give me a second. Let me put this to the side. Wait, I don't need that up. Git status. Git add readme dot. No, what? MD. Git add readme dot text. Git status. Git commit. Fixing the readme because text be bad and MD be best. I don't know. Okay, git push. Origin. We don't need to do the other stuff. We just do git push. Oh, okay. Okay, origin main. Fine. We'll push up origin main. There we go. Okay. All right. Now it's up there. There's a third icon from top in code editor that handles git. Yeah, but command line is for the crazy awesome people like me. All right. Now, oh yeah, there we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Some formatting. I don't know. It looks better. That's a lot better than before. Okay. How do I install Streamlight? Oh, Streamlight. Oh, we got a Streamlight person in here. Hello. Oh, wait, well, you are from before. How do you install Streamlight? It's a library. It's a Wait, what Streamlight thing are you trying to use one of my projects? Do I have a public project that's Streamlight? What? Oh, you're trying to do my Olama chatbot wrapper? Is that what you're like trying to do? That might be what you're trying to do. If that's the case, all you have to do is just like pip install and then Streamlight. It's a Streamlight. It's a library for Python. Yeah, so you just do that. Oh well, if you're on Windows, you do that. If you're on Linux, you gotta set up your virtual environment. To be honest, that was a fun project. So if you want to install that project or whatever, try to give it a shot, like look at it, how I did it, you can go for that. But actually, I don't use that project actively anymore. I actually use something else that somebody already built, which actually, my thing, it is this right here that I use. I used Open Web UI. Let me take it off. Basically, what it does is it basically takes from Olama, and you can use your local AI there. Hello AI, and it will basically work from that. So this is better than my app because there's a lot more functionality to this. So I would actually recommend, if you just want a local AI using Olama, install Olama and then go and check out, here, let me put in the chat, it's called Open Web UI. I think this specifically, Open-Web UI. That's what I use. It's really good. So like it looks like a normal chat GPT kind of like thing where like you can new chats, make whatever stuff. You can download any kind of Olama model and then put it in there. Yeah, go check that out. That's a really good project if you want to do local AIs. I definitely recommend it. I still use Copilot because for some reason most of my Olama stuff doesn't work because I'm building projects that are using very modern tools that those local AIs don't quite understand too well. Like for example, Streamlight. Those local AIs do not know Streamlight at all. It's a like if you go to Streamlight, I think this library has only been around for like I don't know what. I don't know. It hasn't been around forever, so it's a pretty new kind of library that I like to use in Python to make just really quick things. All right, so we just built that whole thing. Go check out that on GitHub if you want. Also, go check out the Helldiver VS Code plugin or extension to make your VS Code look like mine above here. Pretty epic, right? But let's get to the main event, guys, because I think my baby is still asleep, so I don't need to get out of my chair to go and assist wife with baby. So we're going to minimize these projects. Can we close these projects out? I'll just open folder. Let's open into our project. Waterfall terminal. So this is the real project at hand, guys. The real project. Let me go for one. We'll get to it. CD waterfall terminal. Get status or get branch. Get. Wait. Whoa. I'm missing a bunch of stuff in this project. Something's wrong. You gotta love this. Gotta love it when things just break right when you're gonna go and try to work on this project. I was working on this project in my other thing, and I was working under master rather than main because I like that. But it ain't working too well. I was working on it last night on my MacBook though. Give me 1 second. Let me I don't know why I'm wearing these headphones. I literally am not listening to anything. I'm not even listening to myself. Gemini is the worst. You ask it to make a website, then the next prompt is to use React, so it decides to give out definitions of React for some reason. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, it is not consistent at all. Every single time I type a chat, I basically have to tell it what it did before, basically. It'd be like, let's reinforce we are using this, not this, or something like that. Give me a second. I was working on this last night while I was watching a show with my wife, and I was, I pulled down the project on here and was trying to fix a couple things so I could set it up for today, or for a live stream, but give me a second. I'll get status. Git push. Can I push? Everything's up to date. What? I'm confused. I literally... On branch origin master on my laptop here. I can't show you guys what's going on right now just because I'm on a different laptop right now, but give me 1 second, okay? I'm trying to figure out, do I just build this from the ground up again? Oh gosh, I don't want to do that again. Not again. Here, give me a second. Let me look for something really quick. I had this project on my other operating system, which is this operating system, Bazite. Yeah. All right, let me home omega given. Yeah, it's this project. And it not there. Wait, projects, workspace, waterfall terminal, Godot. It's right here. This is the project. Right? Then, yeah. I'm a little confused. You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna, we'll work off of my old thing. Okay. I'm back. Let's do this. All right. We're gonna get fetch. So the problem is, so this is, here, let me pull this over. This is my directory. I know my screen's getting messy. I got like 40 windows open. Here, let me just expand this. So this is my project, right? Waterfall terminal. We got 20 issues to solve. Blah, blah, blah. But this right here, I have Godot. I literally have the entire Godot engine in my project because we're literally building Godot. We literally have added our own modules to Godot engine itself so we can use it in our Godot project. So I added Godot in here, but if you look at it, it does not select. And it won't let me push back up to this. So we need to like start from like, or we need to fix that. We need to fix that. That's what we need to do. That's the deal. That's what we're gonna do. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open folder. We're gonna go to Bazite. We're gonna go and use our old directory in our other operating system, which is this directory. I do trust. Yes. Okay. So we might want to keep this file open. I'll just throw it over to the side somewhere. I'll just throw it over here. I got 50 like windows open up on my screen. This is where you gotta get really organized and be like, I am set. I'm using this terminal over here. I am using this VS Code and I'm using this AI. Like it just, if you don't organize it, it gets all messy. All right, so we have Godot. We have Godot CPP, which we don't use anymore. We have our waterfall terminal, which is our Godot project. So we have Godot and the Godot project itself. So let's CD to that. Or wait, how do you CD to this actually? Copy. No, I need to copy the full path. CD. Did that take us to it? PWD? We are here. Yes, we are here. All right, we're gonna CD out of this just by 1. That'll take us to the Godot area that we want to be in. So now what we want to do, what do we want to do? All right, for one, let's check this out. Git status, because this is a Git repository. We do not have these two things in here. We have Godot backend and Godot CPP because we're not using those anymore. I was trying to figure out how I could build on Godot, but I finally figured out how to actually compile Godot and build it anew. So we don't need the CPP project because we're literally building off of Godot's main engine, not Godot CPP. So we might just remove those, or do I want to keep those for old time's sake? I might just keep them for old time's sake. So we're just going to keep those there. So we're going to keep those there. Git push origin main. Failed to push some references. Git push origin -f main. Because this is up to date. It has the Godot library in here. We'll just do git push. Wait, did I already try to git push? Git push upstream. Okay, yeah, git push origin master. It says everything's up to date. That's the problem, though. It's not up to date. It thinks it's up to date, but it's not, because Godot is not working. Anybody know? I don't know. I've never dealt with this problem with Godot. And I think it's because GitHub sees that as it sees this Godot project right here as another person's project somehow, which would make sense. Oh, I know what I do. So in the Godot folder, there's probably a .github, and we delete that. I think we delete this. Let's delete it. Might as well. Might as well delete it, right? Add first the unstaged files or put them in a git ignore and then a commit, then push. So the problem is all of these are staged. They're already, this is an existing project. Godot is in there. The real issue is that I think so. This is a Godot. This is another GitHub project, and within this project, making this project think that it shouldn't need to log that project, even though it should. I do, because it's different. I basically forked off of it. So that's the real file. Delete participants. Why is this taking forever to delete something? Is there another dot file in here that we need to delete? Godot not installed on current OS, I guess. Godot doesn't really need installation. It's kind of like one of those apps that just runs on its own. So, failed to delete using trash. Do you want to permanently delete instead? Let's take the risk. I don't care. In the end, we could build this anew. So let's delete permanently. Yeah. Deleting. It's taking forever, but it's deleting. Also, I don't think we need this pie cache here, do we? We probably can delete a couple of these things. They have contributing, yeah, it has a lot of other stuff in here that we don't really need. Who knows? Maybe in the end I might recommit all my things together so it adds these things to the project. Who knows? I don't know. I don't think they would allow me to add the modules that I'm building because I think it's kind of breaking a couple of their, what do you call it? I think it breaks a couple of the things that they want in Godot that they want to keep organized in Godot, and I'm kind of going off of the system spec, kind of how it works. I can't remember what you call that or whatever. Why is this taking forever? Git status. Okay, there we go. Modified content. Yeah, see, it's sensing Godot as its own entity. Should I just git add Godot? Yeah. I guess it's one way to do it. I remove it and then re-add it. Could not look up name for submodule. Oh, that's the terminology of it. So it thinks it's a submodule. How do I add a Godot submodule to not be a Godot submodule? Yeah, this is a lot more complicated stuff. This is definitely not the most basic Godot things that a normal person would do. Convert those into a regular folder in your projects, but specifically for a Godot project. That's a common move when you want to stop tracking the external repo, but keep its contents. This is how you do it cleanly. Okay, yeah, this is what we gotta do. Because the Godot submodule, aka it's basically another repository within your repository, and you want to get rid of it. So we're doing that. Okay, so we're gonna deinitialize this submodule. Let's say your submodule is in blah blah blah. Okay, so we need to change this to Godot. All right. Oh, whoops. I was typing in get submodule dinit -f Godot. All right, get status. Okay. Here, what was the next commands? Or so it says remove -f. Okay, get remove or rm. I mean, -f Godot. Could not find. Could not look up name for submodule Godot. I'm so confused. I don't think it works exactly like that. Do you understand how submodules work? Also, that's not, no, that's not how no. That's not what we're trying to do here. Don't worry, it'll make more sense in a minute once I explain a couple things. Godot. I will try it. I'm gonna try. Let's do the r dash or. Oh wait, you're trying to get me to. No, I don't want to remove it. No, because this Godot instance of mine has a bunch of custom code in it that I want to keep. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Get rm. Did that really not work? What? I don't want to. Wait a minute. CD Godot ls is dot get. Aha! Look at that. Look at that right there. Look at that. We need to get rid of these gits. These git stuff. Get rm dot. Well, no, we need to remove those ones. Dot get attributes. One second, my wife is wondering if I'm done live streaming. I can be done, I guess. I want to conclude this mess though that I've created. Git commit -m adding. Wait, nothing to commit. Oops. One second, let me try this. What? Do I just reinitialize this project? I think we just reinitialize and just push up. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna reinitialize and push up. So, you guys want to know how you reinitialize something like this? We're gonna do get rm dash f or not get rm dash rf dot get status, or no, not get status. All right, so get's gone. Get is got kablooey. So if I do get status, it's not a get repository. So get init. Yep. All right. Get status. Get add Godot. Get status. Git add waterfall. Ugh, what's going on? Git status again. Git add readme. And then we want to do git add. Oh, what is it? Git add remote. Or frick, what was the command to add a remote repository again? It was like git remote add origin origin. All right, and then we want to add our actual project. Where's our project? I had it open somewhere. Waterfall terminal. Here it is. Copy. Git wait, what branch are we on? We're on master. Git branch main. Oh, git commit. Wait, we haven't committed yet, have we? Yeah, git commit. Reinitializing project because it went kapooey. That's my typing's going so crazy right now. Git status. Okay. Git branch main. Git push origin -f main. Kaboom! I'm a wizard. I just exploded that project. So now if I go back here and I go to main, booyah, baby. There we go. We are the masters of our own destinies. There might be a few things in here that it's literally tracking things I don't need it to track. Frickin'. I didn't have the git ignore to, this git ignore is worthless. One day I'll go back and fix all that and maybe just reinitialize the entire project again or something like that. But okay, to go back and clarify for you, what's your name? Is Ken Kiane. Kiane, how are you doing, Kiane? I don't know how you pronounce your name. Sorry. So to bring this all into perspective, Godot, this is Godot, operates, this is Godot's repository, right? When you compile Godot, aka like making the app itself, I compile Godot to include modules that I've created. So you now, if you know any game engines and stuff like that, you can create like objects, like create a character object or whatever like that in a game engine. I basically wanted to create my own terminal object so that I can include new terminals or delete terminals and do stuff like that within Godot, like the game engine Godot, so that I can be able to use that while I build the front end of my terminal emulator. So in order to do that, I made this module called, is it here? I made this module called terminal. So this is my own custom built terminal object, which technically AI programmed like 99% of this, but it puts that in there so that when I compile it, I now have a terminal object that I can add, or a terminal class that I can add to my Godot stuff. So when I compile it, which I compiled it here, this is the compiled project I can launch, and this is Godot right here. I'm going to import. Frick, where are we? I think I need to. I don't. Can Godot not go outside of? 1 second. How do you import? I need to import the Godot project. There we are. Select this folder. Import. But yeah, all right. So when I import the project, right here, terminal. This thing is now, or this, can I make this bigger? Yeah, that terminal.new, that is not a normal object within Godot itself. This is the module that I built myself so that I can call this module and the functions within this module to be able to do stuff. For example, when I call this module, I create this module, it creates a command line that I can send input. If you look right here, I can start a terminal, it starts a bash terminal, and I can send input to be able to do that said action. So that's how compiling with Godot works, that you can build your own modules and then you can use those modules in Godot to build your front end, whatever you're trying to do, which I'm trying to do here. So we have now set up our project. We have fixed the Git repo for our project. We can now finally begin our project because we have compiled, we've done stuff, it works. But my wife needs me with the baby to go chill and hang out because it is family day and baby is not asleep anymore. So guys, I think we'll probably leave it off there. I think next live stream, unless I get sidetracked again, we're going to actually finally work on this project that is looming over me that I really want to do because I have a few ideas that many other people might have had before, but nobody's ever executed on it. So we got to be the ones to execute on it because nobody else seems to care to execute on it. So we're going to do that in the future. But right now we're going to go and hang out with family. So guys, thank you for watching. We got a lot of good viewers today. Thank you guys for helping me out. You actually helped me out a little bit with the Godot commands here and there. So yeah, good stuff. Nice seeing you all, and I'll see you all next live stream. We'll probably not today. It'll probably be next weekend. Or if I live stream during the evening one of these nights, maybe I do it. But I normally don't do that just because I am fried after my work day because coding for 8 hours is kind of painful. But all right, bye-bye, guys.